Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Town of Pownell Select Board Meeting, regular board meeting, July 13th, 2023 at 6 PM. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Board member roll call.
Angie Rowling.
Jamie Percy.
Bob Jarvis.
Brian Harris.
Mike Gardner. I'd like everybody to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Tara.
Oh boy. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That probably means you're up next now.
It should be more mature than I'm.
I know, now she won't show up to that meeting, sorry. Approval of the agenda, public comment, approval of the minutes of June 22nd, 2023, June 29th, 2023, emergency select board meeting. The warrants, correspondence, excess weight permits, executive for contractual, tax rate discussion and approval. Town acquired unlanded trailer discussion. Executive for contractual, reports and updates from town officials. Amendment to the personnel policy, schoolhouse meeting space discussion. Executive for contractual, executive for legal, public comment, and adjourn.
So moved
Second.
with the change.
Any additions? We removed the constable question for clarification on fees. I'm sorry, I should have said that when we were reading the agenda. I apologize. Thank you, Jamie. Anything else? Okay. I have a motion, I have a second. All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, I.
Brian, aye.
Mike, aye. Any public comment, Anna?
Nobody else has hand up.
I have a couple of things that I'd like to bring up under the first public comment. One, as everyone knows with the, flooding and the torrential rain and everything that we had going on Tuesday, right? Was it Tuesday? Whatever day this week. I want everybody to know that our emergency management coordinator, emailed, you were in on the emails, right? Tara was in on the email. 6:30 in the morning, Craig, notified me that he might not be available all day long, had a second in command, set up for what was going on. I believe the road crew was involved. I just think that the preparedness that we had, and thank God we didn't have to use them like everyone else did. But the preparedness for the town, we were in pretty good shape. We monitored the river a couple of times during the day, the heights of the river. I know Joel went down. We talked about it. I know Craig actually asked them to lower the, that's what I'm looking for, sorry. The other thing, asked them to lower the dam at the hydro plant, and they did, and it dropped the river approximately 3 feet pretty quickly. Pretty quick. So, just wanted to let you guys know out there that I think we're in pretty good hands all the way around. We were on top of a potential bad situation. The other thing that, and we'll post this, is Julie sent me, came to the health officer today. Anybody that did experience any flooding in town, there are free drinking water test kits available through the state. There's a phone number that we'll post on the town website afterwards. I'll forward you this email. I don't think you got it. I'll forward Tara this email. So if your well or spring was flooded or we get a lot more rain coming. So if it does become flooded, these free test kits from the state will be available. And there's an email, so you can contact the town office or email us or whatever, and there'll be a phone number here we'll provide for you as well. And that's about it. Thank you. Approval of minutes, June 22nd, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Any corrections, discussions? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. June 23rd, 2023 emergency select board meeting, which was the approval of the sheriff's contract.
So moved.
June 29th, correct?
Yes.
Isn't that what I said?
I think you said the 23rd, but
Sorry, June 29th, 2023. Yep, nope.
Clarification.
Nope, that's fine. Thanks, Jamie.
Second it.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob abstain.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. Warrants, accounts payable, June 30th, $60,885.46.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, corrections? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. Accounts payable, July 7th, 2023, $50,338.27.
So moved.
Moved. Second.
Corrections, questions? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. Accounts payable, July 14th, 2023, $59,310.65.
So moved.
Second it.
Any questions, corrections? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. Payroll, June 30th, 2023, $12,317.61.
So moved.
Second it.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, abstain. Payroll, July 7th, 2023, $11,736.90.
So moved.
Second it.
Any corrections, questions? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, abstain. Payroll, July 14th, $11,347.95.
So moved.
Second it.
Any questions, corrections? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. Any correspondence?
Just one from Julie. Pownell Beer and Wine Corp is seeking their tobacco substitute endorsement.
Who?
Pownell Beer and Wine Corp, it's Dwyer's.
Yeah, the new.
Oh, that their new name?
That's a new name. Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, any more questions on that? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye.
That was just for the liquor, right? Now you have to do for the tobacco?
No, we did the liquor and the
Tobacco, okay.
tobacco before. This
Yep.
was just for the substitutes.
Okay.
Do we have any excess weight permits?
No.
Okay. Executive for contractual, and this one is the rescue squad.
So moved.
Discussion with the rescue squad.
Second it.
Any questions, comments? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye.
Excuse me.
Everybody back in that needs to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
I make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. Tax rate discussion and approval.
So I sent all this to all of you and Ellen's here also.
Right up.
We're just.
Hi, Ellen.
Hi, Ellen.
So, the front page is the information you need to set the tax rate. And then on page 3, it tells comparison from last year on the bottom. And they both, the homestead and non-residential rate went down some.
Yay.
Excellent.
And all the ballot articles passed, so the rate is set on the full amount of requested ballot articles. Just to let you know that, okay?
Anybody have any questions on this? I know Tara sent it to us earlier tonight, or actually,
The tax rate went down. That's what you just said.
The rate went down, both of them, yes.
Yes.
Homestead went down 0.1084 and non-resident went down 0.028.
Right.
Where are you?
Page 3 in the
Yes, so
middle.
that's the actual state rate.
Rate.
But the actual town homestead tax rate went down 0.1375.
Oh,
And the non-residential actual tax rate went down 0.0579. So this year, the rate for homestead would be 1.8073 plus the 75 for sewer bond for, and then the two, I've lost my train of thought, I'm sorry. And the non-residential tax rate is 2.0852 plus the 75.
so in layman's terms.
In layman's terms,
No,
layman's terms, the tax rate this year for homestead will be 1.8073 once you set it, and the non-residential rate would be 2.0852.
So
There's-
the residential, the homestead rate went down approximately 14 cents,
correct.
just so, because it was $1.94 last year, $1.80
Yep, you can,
this year, 13 cent, whatever.
Yeah.
And then the non-residential rate went down, looks like about 6 cents. It went from 2.14 to 2.08, give or take. 'Cause you got a lot of little extra numbers in there.
yeah, because we always go out for.
I know, I'm kidding. So the tax rate went down
Yep.
fairly significant, actually.
Yep, and that's, a lot of it is because the non-residential and the homestead rate from the state did go down for the school portion of the tax bill.
Thank you.
Perfect. What's your pleasure? Any questions, I guess, for Alan on this before we go and vote? Discussion? Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the tax rate as stated.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion? The only thing I'd like to say is, great work by everybody. Our department heads, everyone here in the office, penny pinching and busting our chops about spending money and different things and, just a good all around effort by everyone to try to bring stuff down. Or at least stay level.
Balanced, yeah.
Right, and balanced, yeah, so that's the only thing I have for discussion on it.
I'll post this on the website.
Awesome. All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Amy, I.
Bob, aye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. Thank you, Alan. Town acquired unlanded trailer discussion.
Okay, so Ellen handed me off this piece
Thanks, Alan.
of property that
You
we
could've kept
acquired.
I know,
last year
sorry.
In a tax sale. It's located in Pownell Estates. It is occupied. I spoke with Patriot Holdings, the management company. They are not interested in buying it. The current or the previous owners owe a large sum in lot rent. They will be billed for that. We will be getting the bill for the current owed rent amount. I'm not sure what the lot rent is down there, but she's willing to keep open communication. I think she was pretty fast in responding to me.
Are you talking with Jennifer?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she said they don't want to buy it and she believes that it should be possibly condemned.
It's in.
That you should probably go take a look at it. And when I drove by it, I had the same thought.
So, now that we're the owner, and I'll talk about the other ones after, we just need to notify the tenants that I'll be coming in to do an inspection on the mobile home. So have we ever done that, Ellen? I mean, you're the only one that I can ask.
The last mobile home was years ago and it was landed and I don't remember if people, this was back when, oh boy, this was at least 3 years ago.
We had to do
It
it.
was over three, remember, it was down on Route 346, an eviction.
And then, it was in pretty rough shambles, so we,
You fixed it and then sold it.
Right.
This one, because it's unlanded, and I don't know if the previous owners are actually the people living in there. Because last we heard, they were living in Massachusetts, so it could be their family members or somebody, so we don't know for sure. Names, we'll have to see if Patriot Holdings knows exactly who is in there.
So I think what we need to do probably is reach out to Bob Fisher
Okay.
and
Get the process.
get the proper process on this. And then notify the tenants.
An eviction process?
Now, let's do let's find out the process. So I think in order to do I think the first order of business, and I may be wrong, this is where Bob Fisher, I hope, can guide us. I think the first order of business would be to go in and, inspect, do a health inspection, and I can do that. I'll get a hold of Eddie and we'll go in together and do a health inspection. I think at that point, and I don't know, I haven't researched out, excuse me, that's too much. I think if the trailer becomes condemned, I'm not sure of that process. The town may become responsible.
I was gonna say, we'd rather go to an eviction.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't know though. I don't know.
So that's why we need to reach out to Bob Fisher. That's our first order of business.
Yep.
And, let's bring this back to our next regular meeting, which today's what, the 13th? So it'll be the 27th. And we can go from there. Because I don't think we want to drag out this because we don't want to pay lot rent to Pownell Estates as the town for too long. That's right. Have to.
We'll owe from the June 2nd date, so we already owe them.
Right. So I think we want to get this going as quick as we can, whether it's condemned or an eviction.
Okay.
At that point, we'll evict.
I mean,
We'll start that process. and go.
depending on the actual shape of it.
Right.
You can recoup any money that we could recoup any money that we put into it if it's saleable.
Right.
But that would be after the eviction and then then we pull it out. And then you stop paying lot rent.
Right.
So,
And that's our goal, obviously.
yeah. And then that's why we did the process that I did send the previous owners, the information for VHAP and everything several times with letters because they haven't had a delinquent bill too with everything and with no response. And I gave them back when it first happened, I gave them the connection for a lady that used to work at Brock. To help fill out the paperwork, because it's timely.
Right.
And it's not easy. And, well, she doesn't work there now anymore, but VHAP's over, so. But there is another WAP or something like that from the state that I also signed up for, that's still going, that helps with delinquent sewer. So anyway, that's just information to know that we did give them all option not to have to lose their home.
Right.
So let's reach out to Bob. And then come back the 27th and we'll process it that.
They've been notified, the town owns it now, in a letter form or not?
I don't know what Kevin.
Finalized the,
I don't know what Kevin does with that. Kevin handles that side.
that's the other thing, they need.
Well, I don't know about.
They know.
The tenants.
I don't think-
Probably haven't been notified.
I don't know who's in there, right? And I don't think they will be notified once you get it rolling. That's how they get notified.
Well,
They know the date was last year. They know the
them
process.
here, so.
Yep.
Okay.
Obviously, they know that they can't go on forever without paying.
Well, I think. Maybe they're paying somebody, who knows?
That's true.
We'll do it all the right way.
Yep.
No more Hatfields and McCoys, I guess. We can go back to town dump truck and get them out, but that's too many labels. All right, executive for contractual, and what do you have this one set up for?
To discuss a bid.
Okay.
Make a motion to go into executive?
Second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye.
You want,
Okay.
I make a motion to come out of executive session?
Second it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye.
I'd like to make a motion that, a person that had a bid on a piece of equipment needs to pay by August 31st, or it will go back out to bid. And moving forward, we will be putting a 30-day on all bids for pieces of equipment or town-owned property to be paid.
Probably actually two separate motions, isn't it?
Oh, you want two separate motions?
Yeah.
Sorry, all right.
That was-
So I renege on my motion and I go back to my first motion that a person that bid on a piece of equipment has until August 31st to pay for it, or we will go back out to bid.
And so just to be clear, there was, when that went out to bid, there was no
Date.
date of payment due on that, so it's just, you know.
It's a policy oversight. We've never had dates to pay by. It's never been an issue. So
Exactly.
going forward, we're going to have a 30-day deadline to pay.
Correct.
Because of the close to fiscal year. Second your motion.
Any more discussion on that? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. Now you can go with your second one.
All right, so my second motion is moving forward on all bids for town-owned property or pieces of equipment will be paid within 30 days.
Of acceptance of bid.
Correct.
I'll second that.
Any more discussion on that?
Except
Should
for,
it be, just real quick, should it be upon taking possession or from the acceptance of the bid?
I think acceptance of the bid.
Yeah.
Actually.
They have to pay before they can take it.
And right. I was just gonna say that. I think in your motion, I think an amendment should be on that motion, Angie, that, before taking acceptance of or taking possession of the,
On my first one or my second
Your
one?
Second one.
So not to exceed, payment not to exceed 30 days or or prior to
possession.
Possession, okay. So moving forward, I make a motion that there is a 30-day payment on any town bought equipment.
Town-owned.
Or owned, excuse me, town-owned or piece of equipment within 30 days be paid upon prior to
Taking possession.
taking possession. I should have wrote that down.
Yep, that was a tougher one.
Tough one.
Tara's gonna have to decipher that for the minutes.
second it.
Okay,
Any more discussion on that? I think that's a good policy, Tara, don't you? But, okay,
Yeah.
good.
I'll draft it up and then have you guys approve it.
okay.
All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. Updates from town officials, I'll be wicked quick so we can get out of here before the storm hits. Hannah and I wrote, zoning violation last Thursday. That took effect because we had already sent out a 30-day notice. I think we had, what do we have for Monday for our date? Do you remember?
Yes.
Yeah, it was, the zoning violation took effect on Monday, the fine. We also sent a 30-day, notice of violation, on Friday as well, which will take effect if it's not corrected, 30 days from that notice that we sent out. We worked on those Thursday afternoon. Health officer standpoint, I got a notification that I need to do some inspections on some pieces of property in Pownell Estates. I told that person, there's 3 separate pieces down there. I told them I needed proof of ownership before I would go in, and I will get Eddie to go in with me. I also told them I want a representative from Pownell Estates because they are the owner. I have a proof of ownership from the sheriff's department letter that they own those three that they want me to inspect on what, I don't remember the lots, but she sent me the proof of ownership, from the sheriff's department. So I'll move forward with those, but I'm gonna take a park representative with me as well as our town constable when I go in and do the inspections on those three pieces. I've had some other little minor stuff, health officer wise. All quickly taken care of, without a lot of issue. The zoning violation was the big one and the other letter and just some other things that have been going on. Any questions? Do you have any questions on that?
Thank you.
All right,
Can I maybe do the tree under town reports and town officials?
that's where it would go.
So we have a tree on our property at the old town hall. It borders our neighbor's property over there, Mrs. Shields. It's been dropping dead stuff on the ground, so Greater Heights went over, spoke with her, got permission to remove the tree because it's right on the line. It is our tree, but in the past, she didn't want to see it taken down. She agreed that it needed to come down. She's allowing access to her driveway and everything, so Greater Heights gave us a quote of $25.75 to complete the job.
So the only thing that I'm gonna ask is, do we have written permission from Mrs. Shields?
I was thinking the same thing.
Not, but I could draft
We need
something
that.
tomorrow. and
We
bring it to
definitely
her.
need that.
Or I'll reach out to Dave and ask him to wait to start until I get that from her.
Once we get written permission from Mrs. Shields, then I'm fine with going ahead with it, but I would wanna have it in writing.
Okay.
I have 100.
And that's to take the tree down and remove all the debris.
Yes.
Does that include removal of the stump or grinding it down or just leaving the tree stump?
I believe it's leaving the tree stump, but I can check with him.
I'm assuming for that price, he's not grinding the stump.
I don't think so.
What's the board's pleasure?
Make a motion to accept the bid.
Contingent on the property owner signing
Yes.
something giving permission. I'll second it.
Perfect. Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, aye.
Mike, aye. Amendment to personnel policy.
So this is really short and simple. When I sent the policy out to all of our other staff, someone mentioned the concern of the town office hours are listed as 9 to 5. So I just wanted to simply put in there, town office hours vary depending on the schedule of the town clerk and administrative staff. Administrative staffing hours vary depending on meeting schedules. Administrative staff is expected to be present during the hours of 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and until 5 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Making an appointment to meet with administrative staff is encouraged. So I'm hoping to just add that into the policy if you approve it. And I reached out to the LCT today to see if we can just add it or if I have to do a special process. But if you approve it, I'll do whatever they recommend is.
I think you can just add that.
We'll see what they say.
Yeah.
I think that's
If you approve what it says.
I think that's a great addition on there. Times have changed. And I think having the appointments and whatever is a good idea. Personally.
Make a motion to accept the amended language, following VLCT's recommendation.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, aye.
Mike, aye. I'm trying to get you guys out of here before it storms. I'm
I
pushing
think it's
it.
too late.
I don't know. I haven't seen any thunder and stuff, so whatever. Schoolhouse meeting space discussion.
So that was basically, you guys, had said you wanted to brainstorm ideas for furniture and stuff in there. With that said, we kept the old windows from the schoolhouse and Angie had a dream of putting photographs in there. So I had asked Bill to sort of help me pull together some photographs. So he started doing that and they will look similar to like this. And he also wants to do ones like that have, really well-known people or businesses in our town, old pictures, new pictures, and he's condensing them so they fit in the panes
So
of the
there'll be like a
windows.
shadow box, but the whole window's gonna be a framework.
Yes,
This is
basically.
your idea.
That is not what I was thinking of at all.
It's okay. If it's not, you have to.
Yeah, but just speak up.
Yes.
What were you thinking?
Because the window panes, there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
And they're like this big, and I blew up a picture in 8x10. And hang on.
I think he was trying to get as many pictures in as possible and not.
But I only wanted to use 2 windows. I mean, all these pictures would take more than 2 windows. Do you want all those windows hanging up in there?
I don't know that it is more than 2. The panes are, they're downstairs. And no, I think these were just more examples of what he
Right,
has.
these are-
These aren't specifically the ones that we're gonna use. This is just stuff that, like,
he had.
to come up with ideas kind of thing.
Well, I also think that, so I want to see what you thought, Angie, obviously.
So
But I
my,
also think we can make this so maybe it's a rotating type of a picture thing too, you know, we change them every year, or if something happens in town, we can change it, or, you know what I mean? Just things like that. I don't know.
A
So-
kid art contest.
my idea
That would be
was,
great, Bob, actually.
Huntington just did that with all the banners they hung up.
I was using this window, the old windows. There's only 6 panes. And I was thinking one of the old schoolhouse, different shots. I had those 3 and I put a thing out there looking for more pictures of the old schoolhouse. And then I wanted to do another one of pictures of it moving and then with it in place.
That's a nice idea.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay, you can show that. Okay, well, so let me ask you a question. I think that's an awesome idea, and I wish you'd brought that up, you know, instead of keeping it a secret.
Are those definitely what the windows look like?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah, I wish you'd brought that up instead of keeping it a big secret.
I did bring it up.
I'm kidding. But I think.
But we can get together with certain people and come up with something.
Yeah, but so you could have pictures of the old schoolhouse, you could have pictures of it moving on one window.
Okay, so you want me to do 3 pictures and 3 pictures?
Well, that's what I'm thinking, right? And then we could come up with another window, because we have multiples, and we could come up with some really cool things
Okay,
of the town, and we could change those pictures out periodically. I think, Bob, you know what, Bob, you were kind of joking about it, but an art contest with the kids at the school, you know, maybe we say, okay, we're gonna do, we have 7 grades at the school.
Right.
Right? So obviously it would be hard. One grade is gonna get kind of, but if there's 6 panes, at Christmas time, we say, okay, we're looking for Christmas pictures to go into to that one window. And each classroom, each grade gets a pane on the window for the winner of the artwork. It just brainstorming, stealing Bob's idea, you know, or feeding off it, you know.
Well,
Right.
and in full disclosure, it wasn't quite my idea. I went through the Bennington Museum a couple of weeks ago, and the kids all had, all the Bennington classes, and it was from around the area too. It was from New York, from Pownell, from Bennington, from Shasberry, from Arlington. They had kids' pictures up. It's really pretty cool.
I was just, so just like I said, feeding off your idea that you stole from somebody else. How's that?
Well, it's good community involvement.
I think.
I know that I just promised that I would do it
Yep.
when the historical people were here, we discussed the windows, so I had every intention of doing it.
And if there's,
That's what I said I would do, and anybody who knows me, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it.
and if there's more windows than we want for wall space, then we can offer the extra windows to the Historical Society to do something similar down in their area.
Or whatever they
Or
want.
rotate. Well, I mean, we've got options.
What else do we need to discuss on that?
Furniture, basically like the placement of where you want that big screen. And then, Bill and I were brainstorming placement of the table so that nobody really has their back to people. So, a U shape may work so that like you guys all sit facing the screen. And then there's 2 side tables for anybody joining the meeting, such as myself or other guests. and then you're all within Zoom, within the screen. But then placement in the room also is a question of where you would want it.
Well, when we were in there, in the one meeting that you and I had, but that was the middle of the afternoon, the sun was pretty brutal on that southwest corner for what we were trying to do. And the light onto the computer screen that when we had that Zoom meeting. I thought it was pretty brutal to what we were trying
Are
to
we
do.
gonna have to put like shades on the windows?
Maybe.
Maybe, that was
Not
tough.
sure, but if we put the screen across from the windows, probably definitely.
Right.
But if we put them on that wall
One end
there,
or the
maybe
other.
not.
On that west wall, maybe not.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
I just kind of assumed we'd be sitting with our backs to this wall facing the windows.
But that puts the screen in front of the windows.
Right.
I know, and I hadn't thought about like
Yeah.
the sun coming through the windows when I was thinking that.
I know, that was the middle of the afternoon
Out
too.
of the building, you'd be looking at the back of that screen
Yeah.
from outside of the building.
That's true.
Put it that way. But you could also flip it. You guys could have your backs to the windows and that could be facing the window, which is a nice view, but I don't know how much sunlight, how much.
Well, we're not gonna get a lot of sunlight from those north windows,
Yeah, so that might be
right?
doable also.
Right, those west windows, we're gonna get the sun going down.
I think we'll run a lot of extension cords and move stuff around till we figure it out, what works best.
Well, I think set it up and be done with it.
Well, it's gonna have to be movable because we're gonna be voting in there, so stuff's
that's
gonna have to
true.
get shuffled around.
If you do a U-shaped table, that could be 3 separate tables.
Right.
Right.
Then you could use those for the check-in, check-out tables and,
I like the U-shape idea because, when we're here as a board, you know, at least since I've been sitting here and, you know, us together, our board's a little bit different. We kind of work more as a team. And I think the U gives us more of that team approach and with Tara and Hannah as well. And then when we bring in outside people to come in, having that separation isn't a bad thing either, but our team that we have here, I think in that U shape gives it a much better team feel.
I didn't think about this when we were initially doing it, but if it's in the U shape and they're all sitting the same way, when they're having discussions, that might be kind of hard. They're all.
Yeah, because they're all kind of like a town meeting, how you're sitting. That's not very comfortable for discussion.
That way, because if you're at one end and Mike's at the other and you guys are,
Yeah,
and never thought about that when we were talking about
I
it.
didn't either. But I don't know what's better, that or
Yeah, while you're
this.
back, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, basically, we're in a U and someone, Bob was here, either or. I mean,
Right, so like
So,
if there weren't a lot of people from public, they could just take side chairs.
Yeah,
too.
right, that would work, yeah. And then when the people were, it wouldn't be so awkward when other people were in there from the public.
Well, could we,
Conversating with each other.
Right.
so let's, and I'm sitting here brainstorming, and I'll be honest, I didn't brainstorm this too much like I should have.
So my question is, I thought we decided that we were gonna go in the other room and leave this table out here so we could have 2 meetings at the same time if we wanted to. So does that mean that we're gonna have to get another Zoom?
Oh, I didn't know the part about having 2 meetings at the same time.
We know how there's DRB or
well,
whatever,
there are times like Parks and Rec tends to overlap with Planning Commission.
right? And I thought that was the point of having the 2.
Well, so where I was, my suggestion was going to be, okay, let's lock on to where we think the screen should go.
right.
And then take this table for now, move it into that room, play with what we think. Right? And then make a decision from there before we spend any money on something that we're not happy with at the end of the day.
I actually have 3 fold-out tables I can use.
That we can try, I'm sure we can leave this in here. So but we'll take the screen, we say, okay, this is where we kind of want the screen, our Zoom screen. We bring here 3 tables in, we try the U shape. U shape doesn't work, we go back to this table or similar.
Figure out, yeah. I mean,
Before we spend any money, we try something, a couple of
Yeah.
different things.
Why are you sorry?
Because I didn't
Is
realize.
that all right?
I'm not gonna have those.
So I think we need to come up with a screen, I think we need to come up with a screen location. And in order to come up with a screen location, I think we need to figure out the lighting at the select board meeting times because they're very consistent with DRB, planning commission and other stuff. So I think, so there's very few daytime
Yeah.
business hour meetings like we had where the sun was brutal and it was just where we ended up
Right.
in the room. So I think we hinge our decision on the screen on the 6 o'clock-ish meeting time. Winter time obviously is not a big deal, but the summertime. So I think we kind of check that out a couple nights at 6 o'clock or whatever and see what the lighting looks like. Okay?
And do you want to try with a temporary setup for the next meeting in there?
I'd love to.
Okay, and for,
Well-
for PHS, do we want to stay here for the special town historical meeting in here or in there?
Do you think we're gonna have a lot of public?
Because if we're gonna have a lot, we should try to set up.
Well, if we could try to set up in there, I think it would be really cool to have the Historical Society meeting on the 20th in the schoolhouse.
Right, because we should start like Monday moving the screen and,
I just think that would be really cool.
okay.
To try to have that meeting in the
If you
schoolhouse.
wait until later on, after 12, I could help.
Okay.
I don't know how much help I could be, but I could help.
Yeah, you're not much.
Probably not. I'm pretty weak.
Are you good on that?
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Executive for contractual.
And that is, Cat TV.
Oh, okay. So it's our Cat TV contract.
Yep.
I know I saw those executives and it's like, I don't even know what any of them are for, so I'm good with that.
I make a motion to go in executive.
With possible action. All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye.
Or Angie.
Motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. There's no action to be taken at this time. Enter into executive for legal.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye.
Soft flicker.
What's the delay if the power goes out?
Hanging him out at 10 o'clock, he came out and he was exhausted still. He's got,
Motion to come out of executive session.
wait, man.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. And there'll be no action taken at this time. Public comment.
No hands are up.
No hands are up.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Angie, I.
Jamie, I.
Bye-bye.
Brian, I.
Mike, aye. And, stay safe, everyone.
Yes. Out there.
And if you see a problem, reach out to the road crew or whoever and, the next few days. We're probably in for some serious weather. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Have a good night, guys. Have a good night, Bob.
Good night, Bob.
Bye, Bob.
Good night.